So welcome, gorgeous, beautiful afternoon. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're watching live, if you're watching on replay. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day. And I am really, really excited and profoundly honored to be here with you this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are. Hi, Caroline. Hi, gorgeous. And have a really powerful and deep down sit down on the coronavirus, stress, focus, and moving forward. So this is obviously very intense topic. It's very intense and very real right now in the world, literally from one side of the globe all across the other. And everywhere we are looking, everywhere we are seeing, whether you are on Facebook, streaming through your stream, or you're looking at CNN, you're looking at news, you're talking to your loved ones, you're checking things in China, you are seeing the realities in your hometown. The truth is that is very, very intense right now. And a lot of women, what I'm hearing a lot, what I'm seeing a lot online, what I'm really noticing a lot from my students and clients is that a lot of women are struggling to find their emotional center right now, their emotional balance. Women are scared. Women are really afraid of their future. We have a lot of financial uncertainty. So many local businesses are closing down. People are in isolation. People are worried about their health. People are worried about their loved ones. There is so much intensity right now and tremendous amount of uncertainty around moving forward. And as we are amidst all of that, subsequently, so many women are juggling the realities of their changing schedules. Many women are working from home. Obviously, kids are at home. Everything, that day-to-day flow, that day-to-day reality is changing for every single one of us. And in spite of the stress, the fear, the uncertainty, and anxiety, we are trying our level best to stay healthy and to care for our loved ones, to care for our family, to care for our children, to care for our partner, to care for our communities. There is a lot on our plate right now. There is a lot on our plate. And I have to be honest with you. I really want to be honest with you. No pretending. I have been struggling with this too. So I am in much better place now. But last week, when things have really hit strongly in Ireland, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I found myself freaking out. I found myself really finding this poise and groundedness that I am so familiar with under my feet, and experiencing a lot of body-based anxiety that I wouldn't say I didn't know what to do with it, but I was even scared to start processing that because my mind was just so busy and so preoccupied with, seeing the amount of cases and the number of cases of people who are diagnosed with coronavirus increasing, and it was bringing me into a lot of panic. And it was not until, I would say, Saturday morning last week that I actually really had to sit down with myself and ask myself the tough question, which is, what is the energy? What is the reality? Hi, Doreen. Hi, gorgeous. What is the reality? What is the energy I am bringing to my son? What is the energy and the intention I am bringing to my community and to my students and to my clients that need my best self? And it was really in those questions that I actually started to apply my own medicine, some of the practices and tools that I'll be speaking to you about today. And I begin to feel immediately better. In a space of a couple of hours, I not only experienced that groundedness and steadiness, but so much so, a lot of this fear around the future and the unpredictability, the uncertainty begin to evaporate. So I want to share that gift of truly navigating these uncertain times with you today. And we're going to talk about principles I'll talk about the principles for better dealing with fear. And I'm going to help you understand on a psychological level, why is it that we are experiencing so much anxiety? So you're going to understand yourself deeper watching this live. I'm going to share with you my go-to practices, very specific practices that actually are tremendously healing and profoundly powerful for liberating your system top to bottom from fear and anxiety and creating this profound centeredness and groundedness and steadiness that every woman deeply desires. And I will be really sharing with you how to better plan for future, how to better plan for your April and May and June and July and moving into 2020 amidst the chaos, amidst the reality. So buckle up your seatbelts. This is going to be really powerful. You might grab a journal, you might grab a pen, you might want to take a few notes. And of course, you have a full permission to ask me any question as we go along. So the way we'll do this, I'll teach for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I will go to your questions. Then I'm going to answer them. Then I'm going to go and teach for next about 5 to 7 minutes. And again, look at your questions and answer them as we go along. So with that in mind, let us begin with why is our fear so incredibly activated? So I was just, I actually had a paper in my hand this morning. What is it? Irish Times. And in the Irish Times, there was a really, really powerful article from a prominent psychologist from the DCU College. And he spoke about it with such an eloquence and such a power that I really, really want to share this with you. So the reason why our fear is so activated boils down to three fundamental fears. The first fear is losing control. The second fear is social isolation. And the third fear is fear of death. So we are dealing with fear of death, social isolation, and losing control. Now, every single one of these fears are so incredibly powerful. And by themselves, on its own, they can create tremendous amount of anxiety and hopelessness and despair and pain and suffering. But the three together, they're literally like this painful cocktail of difficult emotions that makes it incredibly challenging for people to be navigating this and actually find a grounded, steady poise underneath of their feet. So let me break down every single one of them more specifically. So the first one is losing control. And I want to share that in my own life, in my own healing and empowerment journey, I have worked very deeply in creating the path out of pain and suffering. So when it comes to losing control, I have first and foremost trained my nervous system in a very deep way to create a foundation of safety. Because the truth is that if you don't feel safe in your body, then everything that's happening on the outside of you will be literally activating the fear and anxiety that lives inside of you. So the foundation of dealing with uncertainty, foundation of addressing this primal fear of losing control is you gotta create safety in your body. You have to build a nervous system safety in your system, in your body. And guess what? This is a work that no one can do for you. Same as no one can breathe your own breath, you gotta train yourself. You gotta train your own system to create safety inside of you, right? And once I have created a safety inside of me, inside of my body, I actually begin to train my mind of feeling safe with letting go of control and surrendering, like literally surrendering, trusting, experiencing states of flow, experiencing states of safety as I'm surrendered and I have let go of control. So I am not gonna lie, having this level of training inside of me and creating this for myself has absolutely created like this foundation of no matter what is going on, no matter the chaos, no matter the uncertainty, no matter this like the possible repercussions on our economy, on our health, there is a sense of steadiness and safety and profound peace inside of me. And it is a gift that I love sharing. It is a gift I love giving my women, my students, my clients, the people in my tribe, because with this comes this priceless sense of freedom, this priceless sense of freedom that no one can take away from you. And it's very, very powerful. So the second fear that's tremendously being activated is social isolation. Social isolation. And of course, this is real. Most of us are encouraged to be isolated. Most of us are encouraged to be by ourselves. If you have coronavirus, you absolutely have to be by yourself. Maybe you are primed to go to hospital, or you have to be isolated in your own bedroom. And what I want you to know, what I want to share with you is that the belonging, right? The sense of belonging to your loved one, belonging to your family, belonging to your community is not a little desire. This is not a little nice thing to have. It's not a little value. This is way above value. This is way above desire. This is a basic human need, basic human need. So one of the things I teach inside of my Flourish Institute, inside of my Flourish Academy, to all of my clients is that everything, pretty much all suffering we experience boils down to three things: lack of safety, lack of love, and lack of belonging. So the safety I already spoken about, right? You gotta create safety inside of you. Belonging is a whole another beast. And now, because we are isolated, because we are disconnected, because we are by ourselves, the level of depression and anxiety are massively rising up, because people are not getting their basic fundamental human need met. So when it comes to belonging, you gotta do two things. First and foremost, you gotta be on live like this, right? So you have a sense of connection and togetherness. You gotta take online yoga classes. You gotta talk to your loved one, maybe to your grandparent or to your distant cousin via FaceTime or Messenger or whatever it is. You gotta connect with people. It's absolutely essential. I think it is a total crap to believe that, it's nice to isolate myself and have next 2 weeks of Netflix and chill. There is nothing wrong with Netflix and chill. Go for it. Binge on Netflix. Have some Ben & Jerry's. Have your chocolate. But you gotta connect at the same time. Got it? Now, the second piece around belonging, the more you create connection with yourself, the more you create connection with your body, the more you foster intimacy with yourself, the more you have a little like a hardwired sense of belonging inside of your nervous system, the less the repercussion of isolation are painful and damaging to you. And this is something that I have created for myself in a very, very deep way. The sense of connection and belonging and being at home in my body is, again, the unshakable foundation that allows me to feel connected, even though right now I don't see you, I don't feel you, you feel me, right? You are feeling my energy, you're feeling my message, you're feeling my voice, you feel me more than I do feel you, I can't see you. There is a sense of connection with you. There is a sense of belonging to you and to this amazing tribe because I have that foundation inside of me. And again, this is a gift that I want to share with you. I want to teach you how to create this for yourself. And the third fear is the fear of death. Now, this is a beast. This is a beast, and I am not going to lie, I'm not an expert on helping people to heal the fear of death. But what I know for myself is I have completely I'm not going to say completely, but I would say to like 80%, I have healed my own fear of that. I have done a very, very deep work around sitting with my own fear of dying and transitioning. I've done a lot of mental programming of actually seeing my own funeral, seeing my own life coming to an end, and being surrounded by my loved ones and seeing them, you know, showering me with their blessings and their love and their appreciation. And it has been profoundly healing, profoundly healing. This is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very, very deep work. And it is a work I only do actually with some of my one-on-one clients. I don't do this work at all in any of my groups. And I really, the negotiating factor whether I will do this work with a client or not is how much like readiness you have inside of you, how much work you've already done for yourself, like what is the level of physiologic and nervous system safety you are feeling and you're experiencing. But what I know, and this is what I want to share with you, no matter where you are on your healing or your developmental journey, is that so much of the fear of death actually boils down to not living your life fully right now. So much of the fear of death comes from letting the life, letting the day, letting the weeks just pass through your fingers, not following your dreams, not allowing the pleasures, the simplicities, the nourishment of your day, or maybe of the food, your lunch that you're having, or the loving interaction you're having with your partner, not allowing that to be fully integrated in your system. So a lot of fear of dying can be ameliorated when you're actually experiencing your life fully, when you are putting your best foot forward into every single morning, when you are saying yes to pleasure and nourishment and openness and taking amazing care of yourself and following your dreams and being the woman that every single night when you put your head down on a pillow, like you feel proud, you feel sense of contentment, sense of connection, sense of gratitude. Like I have lived a good day. I feel satisfied and satiated with the decisions I have made, with the conversations I have held, with the, the actions I have taken, the things I said no to because they were not in alignment with my values and with who I am. So when it comes to the fear of death, the more you live your life fully, the more you're experiencing aliveness and like this present day, this present moment, the less that is a fear of the transition. Hey, Tanya. Hey, beautiful, gorgeous woman all the way from Canada. That's what I'm talking about. So what I have for you today is a profound gift, a profound opportunity to actually learn the practices and tools that help to ameliorate all of these three fears. And that is happening inside of my free Flourishing Woman 3-day challenge, which is taking place this week, March 19 to 21st, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. First and foremost, this is absolutely safe. It's happening online, so you can be in the safety and comfort of your home just as you are right now, or if you're on the go, in the car, absolutely doable. Second, this is absolutely free. Literally, there are no strings attached. This is a free online training. This is my gift to you. This is my gift to the world. Right, darling? My darling is next to me. We shall invite him. Come and say hello. Come and say hello to this gorgeous woman. So this is my free gift to you because I want to empower you. I want to share with you the medicine of how you can feel better inside of yourself and foster safety, heal the stress, heal the chaos, and ground into the essence of who you are every single day. So on a day 1, March 19, I'm going to teach you specifically how to create safety in your body, how to create safety as the foundation of dealing with all of this stress and all of this uncertainty. On a day 2, on Friday, I'll be guiding you through a process that ameliorates the fear of isolation and not belonging by you creating intimacy and truly intimate top to bottom connection with yourself, with your heart, and with your womb. And on a day 3, on Saturday, we're going to ameliorate so much of the fear of death by you experiencing and activating your aliveness fully. Your aliveness, your pleasure, celebrating yourself, celebrating your body, celebrating your aliveness, celebrating your pleasure, and truly experiencing pleasure and aliveness in an integrated nervous system way. So the foundation of this is truly give you the gifts, give you the practices, give you the tools, give you the schedules that will allow you in an empowered, confident, and courageous way navigate the uncertainty every single day. So this is Free Flourishing Woman 3-Day Challenge, March 19, 20, 21st. Every single day, I will be doing 1 hour live masterclass inside of my free group, which is a Flourishing Woman. The masterclass will be happening at 7 p.m. UK time, which is, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and they will be fully recorded. So once you get into the challenge, you'll be able to be with me live like this, like we are here right now, or you'll be able to watch the replays of the masterclasses and do the guided practices that day 1, building safety in your body, day 2, fostering profound intimacy with your heart and your womb, and day 3, integrating your aliveness, integrating your sense of I am actually alive, and it is time to celebrate it. So, time for questions. Feel free to shoot them in the comments below. And as I'm waiting for your questions, as I'm waiting for anything that maybe you want to express, you want to share, you want to comment, you want to digest, you want to ask me, I want to talk about forecasting. Forecasting for the future, forecasting for the uncertainty, forecasting for tomorrow. And I'm not gonna lie, this is not an easy topic. Sure, no one is like literally able to forecast with certainty. Not our governments, not our political bodies, not our governing bodies. The chaos is permeating like literally every narrative of our human experience. But what I want to talk to you about is how to forecast in a way that puts control and puts the freedom and puts choice around your decisions and your thinking habits and your best way of navigating the future, the uncertain future, puts that into your own hands. So the first piece around this, gorgeous, is you gotta double down on things that are working right now. You gotta double down on things that are working right now. So what do I mean by that? Doubling down on things that are working right now is if, let's say, your kids have been at home for the last 7 days, and you have somewhat established a schedule, you establish the flow of the day between taking care of your kids, doing your work, taking care of yourself, maintaining health and well-being of everyone, and you see it's working, you gotta double down on that. And you gotta create a spaces and pockets where there is a time for self-care, there's a time for play with your kids, there is a time for work, there's a time for house cleaning. There are these segments of time, these pockets of time through the day where you're crafting in a deliberate way time and energy for everything that's really, really important. So I'm gonna see what Caroline is asking. Dagmar, I spend a lot of time numbing because I have a lot of energy and trauma and emotions trapped, especially fear at the moment. I know I'm doing this, but I cannot stop. It's like stronger than my awareness and my able to slow down. Can I have a tip for having the strength to stop, calm my nervous system, and increasing awareness? A great question, Caroline. Thank you so much for asking this. Obviously, you have tremendous amount of awareness, like exactly where you are, exactly what you're experiencing, which is amazing. That's absolutely like 50% of the battle. And my answer to you and my guidance to you, gorgeous, is you gotta get in your body. You gotta ameliorate and shift this fear response in a physiological way. What do I mean by that? 2 days ago, I have done a 1 hour live stream on, I don't know what is it called, but if you go on my, if you literally scroll through my Facebook page, 2 days ago, I've done a major live stream where I'm talking about getting into your diaphragm and doing a literally release technique on your diaphragm that takes as little as 2 minutes. Maybe you will need more, maybe you will need 3 minutes on this, you'll need 5 minutes of it on this, but what it does in a physiological way, without you thinking about it or without you trying to will yourself in this goes into your body system, into your physiology, and helps you in a massive way discharge this fear, digest this fear, integrate this fear, and give yourself the gift of amazing fresh breath. Because the better does your diaphragm is the single most important muscle in your body. Your diaphragm is a muscle of breathing, of course. It moves on an average 25,000 times a day. And when these movements are actually relaxed and plumped and the diaphragm is moving well, it ameliorates tremendous amount of fear. So the fastest, most effective way to deal with this is to take care of your diaphragm, and you can watch the video on this. I've done it 2 or 3 days ago, and it will be profoundly supportive for you. So going back to the forecasting, going back to every day, or let me take it one step back. When you catastrophize, you make fear a permanent thing, right? When you catastrophize, you say, what we are going through right now will never end. And it is this permanency of the fear that creates hopelessness and tremendous shutdown and despair, and literally paralyzes people in fear. So in a mental way, you gotta say to yourself, this too shall pass. We don't know how long. We don't know whether it's going to be 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks. But one thing we know for certain. What we know for certain is that by summer, by June, July, we will be in very different space. One of two things will happen by summer. Either things will get tremendously worse and, more people will fall sick, more people might die. But the day-to-day adjustment, the day-to-day reality, things, the way you live and how you connect and how you relate and how you do your business and how you are with your kids, it will become a new normal. So your mind 3 months from now on won't be like in this paralyzing fear. Instead, your mind will be in a space of, this is my new normal. And I gotta get through the day, I gotta get through the week. This is my current reality. And what I wanna tell you is that human mind is incredibly pliable. Like your mind is incredibly pliable to adjust in a phase of difficulty. We saw that, we've seen that all through the history of humankind. You have tremendous, I'm not finding the right word, you have tremendous capacity to deal with challenges. You have tremendous capacity to deal with struggle. But you, my darling friend, have to learn how to honor the struggle. You have to learn how to honor this difficulty. You have to learn how to honor the intensity on your schedule, the fear of unknown, the, kids like jumping on your head. You gotta honor the struggle. This is one message I have learned from my amazing mentor, Brennan Bouchard, and he's very famous for this, like honor the struggle. You gotta honor the difficulty. But then you honor the difficulty instead of running away from it or, smoking a cigarette every hour because you just can't deal with it, or screaming at your kids, or like locking yourself in the bedroom. Of course, you lock yourself in the bedroom if you have coronavirus, without a question, but locking yourself in the bedroom because you're so paralyzed of tomorrow, that's not honoring the struggle. That's running away from it. You have so much capacity, so much power, so much resilience to move through this, but you need to sit and honor this and be with the struggle and say, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So by summer, things will either get worse, but we will normalize this as a new normal, honoring the struggle and living through it, or things will get better, massively better. We'll get back to our normal, back to our routine and commune and making money and taking care of ourselves, and the world will get healthy. There's one of these two options, and we're gonna get through this. So with forecasting the future and having the mindset, this too will pass, right? And I'm honoring the struggle. Hi, Denise. Hi, Isabel. Welcome, beautiful woman. What do you do every single day? What do you do today? What do you do tomorrow? What do you do on Thursday inside of the Free Flourishing Woman 3-Day Challenge? What you do every single day is, do you one thing that moves the needle forward? Every single day you do one thing that moves the needle forward. Every day you wake up and you ask yourself the 3 difficult questions. This is what I have been asking myself this morning in the shower. The first question is, what would be hard to admit? What would be hard to admit? This morning when I'm sitting, I'm taking a shower and I'm asking myself, what would be hard to admit? I'm like, it's hard for me to admit on a live stream that last week for 3 days I was drowning in fear. And I said to myself, but it's necessary for me to come here and be live with you and say that, because that will really allow me to connect with you in a very vulnerable way and show you that I am not perfect. I am not perfect. I deal with my own challenges, my own struggles, but I know what it takes to get out of this, to get out of the pain and suffering mode and create a new experience. The second question you're going to ask yourself every single morning is, what would be challenging to feel? What would be challenging to feel? So what is the emotion that I might be hiding away from? Is it fear? Are you maybe in this positivity bias, let's just be grateful and things will get better? This is not what I'm talking about. And I see that a lot in online space. It's like, hey, the world is going a shithole, but we just have to stay positive. This is not sincere. This is this fake mask that people are putting on a core and foundation that's shaking in fear. So the question that Caroline was asking, it's she knows she's experiencing a lot of this body-based fear. If she would, in her best attempt, and I hope that's okay to create this example, and that holds true for every single one of us, if we try to create this happy mask on top of shaky physiology that's trembling in fear, and your nervous system that's running on anxiety, it is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. So if you are on this running on positivity, and maybe the challenging emotion for you to feel is the fear, you gotta have practices, you gotta have tools to ride this wave of fear in your system. Maybe you are a woman who's really afraid of feeling sad, of feeling the brokenheartedness of the world. Well, guess what? It is time to sit with yourself and allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to quote unquote fall apart, even if it's for 2 minutes, when your child maybe is engaged with a TV or a cartoon, you gotta ask yourself difficult question, which is what would be challenging to feel? And the third question to ask every single morning is, what would be hard to share? What would be hard to share with my partner, with my parents, with my community, with, if you are a business owner, like with my clients, with my tribe? Like, what would be hard to share? So first is what would be hard to admit, second what would be hard to feel, and third is what would be hard to share. And do you see how in these three questions I'm actually honoring the struggle? I'm honoring the struggle. I'm saying it is challenging. And as I'm sitting with the struggle and I'm honoring it, I'm asking myself the powerful questions that allow me to feel and process and digest what needs to be felt and processed and digest and seen. So the final piece that I want to share with you is, in terms of forecasting your future, you gotta create a daily rhythm that allows you to feel healthy, alive, and it moves the needle forward. So your focus is on every day. Right now, you are building your future by something that you're saying yes to and no to every single day. You are creating the health of your tomorrow by what you're saying yes to today. You are creating the nourishment of your children of, next week by what you're putting on their plate today. You are building the possibility for greater financial prosperity by focusing on what matters today. So the best guidance I can offer you is create a daily rhythm that allows you to once again feel healthy, alive, and moves the needle forward. Today you are building your future. Today you are building future of your children. Today you are building future of your community. Today you are building future of your loved ones. And together we are building our world today. So if you want to be fearful, I understand that at the pandemic level, but you cannot allow the fear to happen in your own life. If you need tools and practices and schedules to help you ride the wave of fear, so it's not just like this intellectual level and things that I'm sharing with you, but it's actually experienced in your body, in your system, then you absolutely need to commit to come to my 3-day challenge, March 19, 2021, which is free, it's powerful, and I'll be guiding you through very specific practices to create safety in your system, to build intimacy top to bottom, and to create aliveness inside of you each and every day. And outside of that, you really need a daily routine that gives you confidence and momentum. You need a daily routine that gives you confidence around yourself, your health, the health of your loved ones, your bank account, hopefully your business, or your work. If you are in a place of, unfortunately you have been let down because your local business has shut down. There's a lot happening in the town that I am in that is, thank God, there's a lot of support from government. Government is now funding a lot of folks who are actually losing their employment. So, and that is happening in many countries, which is amazing. But once again, you gotta create a rhythm that gives you the confidence and momentum. So to recap, create a schedule every single day that gives you confidence and momentum. The reason why we are struggling in such a deep way is because this pandemic is activating 3 biggest fears: the fear of isolation, the fear of death, and the fear of losing control. So what you need each and every day is to do practices that will actually allow you to ameliorate this fear and reset yourself to safety, to connection with yourself, connection with your body, to connection with others, and reclaim your aliveness. This is something you do actively, and the best way to step into this is inside of my free 3-day challenge, March 19, 2020 first, which is my gift to you. It's my gift to the world, because I want to truly empower you to feel significantly better and have tools and skills and practices that allow you to facilitate this deep shift and change for yourself. So that is all from me for today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Caroline will be there with us. That's amazing. Thank you so much for saying yes to this. And the question I have for you, who else do you know that needs to learn how to ride wave of fear and stress and uncertainty? Who else needs to be in this 3-day challenge that will absolutely shift their body-based response and allow them to feel more safe, more grounded, have greater levels of positivity, confidence, and start building momentum towards better tomorrow? We are in this together. The world needs us. The world needs you. Your family needs you. Your loved one needs you. You need yourself. And now is the time to say yes to yourself like never before. So I'm sending you so much love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing, blessed St. Patrick's Day. And I cannot wait to share this 3-day challenge with you. It's going to change the course of your next couple of weeks, maybe even your life. You are amazing, and you, your family, and your loved ones deserve for you to be your best self and do what it takes for you to be healthy, alive, and start building confidence and momentum to be creating better tomorrow.